1 month ago today, almost 300 schoolgirls were kidnapped as they slept at their Nigerian boarding school. The kidnapping has raised renewed awareness of a notorious terrorist group. And for more than 5 years now, Boko Haram has committed countless atrocities against Christians and others. Gary Lane has the story of one Nigerian schoolgirl who has overcome a murderous assault of her family.
Deborah Wakai Peters played with some of the 276 schoolgirls kidnapped by the Boko Haram terror group. She says her mother once attended the same school in Chibok, where the girls were kidnapped. Deborah has experienced her own horrors at the hands of Boko Haram. One night just before Christmas 2011, she watched as 3 gunmen entered her house and killed her father after he refused to deny Christ. They also killed her 14-year-old brother Caleb.
So they go ahead and shoot him twice in his chest. So he fall. When he fall, he started like moving. So they go ahead and shoot him again, one in his mouth, and then he fall down and died. So I was in shock. I didn't know what was happening.
Deborah's mother, a former Muslim, was away from home at the time. Shortly after, American children of 9/11 victims invited Deborah to attend a camp in the U.S. While she survived a terror attack, Deborah could not make it through the bureaucracy of the State Department. It twice denied her visa requests.
And the reason she was denied a visa was they said to her, you can't make this stuff up. They said to her, you don't have family ties. So they essentially re-traumatized a girl whose family was exterminated by terrorists.
This is the same department that only recently labeled Boko Haram a terrorist organization. The Hudson Institute's Nina Shea says until last November, department officials like former Assistant Secretary Johnny Carson rejected the idea that Islam motivates Boko Haram.
I remember I was dumbfounded. It was after an attack on another church in 2012, and he gave a speech before CSIS think tank in town here saying that it had nothing to do with religion.
These are not rebels, they're anarchists, they're jihadists. And when you frame it in the right context, when you have a right problem statement, then you can have an appropriate response to that.
When Deborah talked to CBN News, she made it clear why Boko Haram targeted her family.
In the Quran, they say that any Muslim woman that turned to Christian, her punishment is death. So they did all this because of her.
So you think if your mother had been home, they would have killed her as well?
Yes, because they were targeting her. Even now, they are looking for her. If they see her, they will kill her.
Why did they kill your father?
Because number one, he's a pastor, and the second one, he married my mother. When he married my mother, so he turned my mother to Christian, so they were angry with him.
Now, had your father led other Muslims to Christianity?
Yeah.
Ogebe suggests world leaders take a more aggressive response in order to stop these attacks.
This is a make or break time for Boko Haram. If the world cannot unite and snuff them out now, they now know what will get our attention, and they're going to keep, putting it in our faces.
As for Deborah, she finally received a student visa and now attends school in the U.S. So what does she want people to learn from her story?
They will understand and they will know more and more of what God said, and they will understand what it means to stand strong.
A 15-year-old Nigerian student standing strong in victory over Islamic terrorism and praying that her Christian friends will soon be reunited with their families. Gary Lane, CBN News.
God bless that little girl. And for more of Gary's exclusive reporting, make sure you check out his blog, The Global Lane. It's at our website, cbnnews.com.